Polaroid, directed by Lars Klevberg, written by Blair, Butler, starring Kathryn Prescott, Mitch Pileggi of X-Files fame, and Madelaine Petsch. So Sarah, played by Petsch, she and a friend are going through her mom's shit. It's like just a box of stuff. They find an old Polaroid camera. The friend takes a picture of Sarah, and then she leaves. Later, camera flash is loading, and honestly, I've had Polaroid cameras. I don't remember if the flash is loading on a Polaroid camera, but I don't know. It's been a while. And it is so damn loud, you can hear it from downstairs. A shadow figure that appears behind Sarah in the picture. The attic ladder is randomly down, and a ball is thrown down, all stereotypical-like, and then Sarah climbs it, and then to add more stereotypes to the situation, the ladder breaks. A hand touches her, she falls hanging upside down. She's then pulled up, she falls down to her death. And honestly, thank God, she's already gone. It's picture day at school, and Bird, played by Kathryn Prescott, is called Scarf Girl because she wears a scarf. She never takes it off. She later creepily takes a picture of a boy she has a crush on, is caught, and she runs off. At a thrift store, some guy walks in and gives Bird the Polaroid camera that he got at a yard sale. It's a thank you for covering his shift. Apparently it's his dad's store. But this yard sale, later we go outside, and it's snowing. Where the hell do they have yard sales while it's snowing? Anyway, she takes his picture, he tries to kiss her, and nope, not happening. She leaves. At home, Bird tries to take a picture of her dog, and the dog is crying, and I'm like, I swear to God, you take a picture of this dog. Thankfully, Bird's friend randomly shows up, doors unlocked, just enters, and doesn't get the picture. That's good. We see a big scar on her neck, but we don't know nothing about it. Her friend convinces her to go to a party as Red Riding Hood. It is apparently Halloween, or maybe it's just a random costume party during the winter. I don't know. It's never explained. She sees the picture that she took at the store of the dude that tried to kiss her, and there's a shadow figure behind him. But she doesn't know what it means. At the store, the dude is creepily looking at somebody else's family photos in a projector. It's like, dude, okay, you got a projector to sell. Take the pictures out, man. You don't have to look at this family's pictures. That's just weird. A shadow appears behind the sheet he's using as a screen, and, of course, pulls it back, nothing there. But then it rises up, and it's wearing the sheet like a ghost. It then kills him off screen. At the party, Bird takes a group picture of everyone without herself with the Polaroid camera, and then some bitch just kind of yoinks it out of her hand. She's like, ha-ha! Takes a selfie because, perfect selfie with a Polaroid camera. You can't see a thing. The cops show up, but not to kill the party, but to take Bird to question her about the dude at the thrift store. The sheriff, played by Mitch Pileggi of the X-Files and Sons of Anarchy fame, he reveals some of the accident that Bird's dad goes through, but doesn't go into any details. We can kind of probably assume that's where the scar came from, but no details. In the pictures, the shadow went from thrift store guy to selfie chick, completely bypassing the group photo. The entity appears to selfie chick, and she runs and hits a massive stereotype. Well, sorry, I mean a conveniently low-hanging light. It's just smacks into it, falls down. It grabs her head. We cut to black. Again, not seeing the kill. The official story is that selfie chick fell down the basement stairs and somehow managed to turn her head completely around while doing so. Sure, why not? Now the shadow is in the group picture. So Bird tells her friends. They of course don't believe her, because who would? It sounds crazy. So one of them's like, I'm going to set this on fire. And he does so in the school cafeteria. And just nobody says a word until one of the girls spontaneously combusts. Her arm just goes and it only stops when Bird puts it out. And then the photo regenerates, and it's like, okay, weird, sure, why not? Back at the thrift store, there's fire damage. There was zero mention of a fire when it was revealed he was killed, and Mitch Pileggi was interviewing Bird. Zero mention of a fire. She immediately finds the carrying case because, it just happens to be right there in front of her. And then the entity appears. She runs, but then it runs like a bitch because of heat? But then, LOL, Bird is in the group photo. She is just conveniently in the background. You can see her vaguely in the reflection of a window. It's like, that is such a cop-out. The one that caught on fire is found hung in the hospital, and this was apparently the perfect moment to describe the story of Bird's death, Dad's death. Long story short, there was a car accident that she was the passenger for. There is zero mention of the scar on her neck, but we can assume that's how she got it. Inside the camera case, there's an evidence tag, so naturally, they go to the library to look at old newspapers, and the library has them perfectly organized so they can find exactly what they're looking for. It's just so convenient. The camera belonged to a photography teacher who abducted and killed 3 students. The paper even published photos of the teenagers tied up. The hell kind of a newspaper is this? The teacher was killed by the cops, so the camera is now possessed by him, apparently. An accidental photo is taken of one of the guys, and they watch as the shadow literally moves from the group photo to the new photo. Why? The killer's wife still lives in the same house. She changed her name because, that's going to show people that she's not the same person. I don't know, it's stupid. The twist, the camera belonged to her daughter. Her friends took inappropriate photos of her and then spread them around school. She hung herself, unfortunately, and the dad went on a rampage on some sort of revenge plot. So the remaining peeps, they meet at school, which happens to be unlocked, and another twist, the survivor of the dad's rampage was the sheriff, who then shows up because the plot calls for it. But wait, the real twist. The dad was the one taking the inappropriate photos of his own daughter, and her friends were trying to get the photos to take to the police. He killed her friends to make sure they stopped, and the daughter hung herself because her life was literally the worst. Oh my God! But before all that, they took a picture of the sheriff because, why not? So the entity just, instead of just killing him like he's been doing it, he takes the photo and he rips it in half, which rips Mitch Pileggi in half. We see a little bit of it, but we don't see the whole thing. Chaos ensues. Bird ends up in the old dark room where the teacher was killed. It's clearly not been used since then, but the school, they keep it unlocked because, the plot calls for it. She manages to take a picture of the entity, crumples the photo in her hand, which crumples the entity, and then sets it on fire to kill it. Good Lord. This entire movie was trash. The fact that it was PG-13 and opened with Madelaine Petsch should have been a precursor. Based on the director's own short from 2015, this takes what Are You Afraid of the Dark did in Season 3 with the episode of The Tale of the Curious Camera, as well as R.L. Stine's Goosebumps book, Say Cheese and Die, and just completely shits all over the premise. The concept of a camera that predicts a tragic event or outright death is a freaky one, but the PG-13 rating hindered this big time. Because of that, all the deaths are off-screen. Like I said, we see a bit of the sheriff's death, but that's it. We just have to assume some of these characters are actually dead. Also, why does the entity move from photo to photo? Why is it going to a new one, thus completely ignoring the previous one until later? It makes zero sense. The story is filled with so many horror stereotypes and cliches, I found myself laughing multiple times during the film. These moments were all to be taken seriously, and everything just comes off like a joke. It's like the writer has never written horror before, except that she has. Her first film was Hellfest, which was terrible, and then she did this. it answers so much. After this, she did do The Invitation, which is a pretty decent film, as well as Until Dawn, which I personally would have received better if it wasn't based on the game, because the story shared absolutely nothing with the source material. Anyway, add in the subpar to bad acting, lame special effects, and shoddy-ass directing, this film is a waste of time. Don't even get me started on the 2 fake-out twists before the real twist. That was a decision. There's clearly a reason that this, as well as the remake of Child's Play, is director Lars Klevberg's only 2 big screen films to date. I give Polaroid an F. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc. Craptacular Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.